make these rings by myself, and I just started recently in October making them, and then I began selling them in December. And I think what's special about wooden rings is that you don't see them every day. I saw somebody once, and that's where I got the idea. I thought, oh, I could totally do that. I've been woodworking with my dad since I was little, and he had the right tools, so I took advantage of that and started drilling them and sanding them all by myself. Another cool thing about my business is that everything is sustainable. So the wood I get is scrap pieces or reused wood from broken tables and things like that. So I'm not deriving any trees that are already grown. I'm taking what's been used. And my packaging as well is sustainable and handmade by recycled jeans. And this is for local packaging. I'll put them in these little jean pockets, and then I give them to people who order from me. If I were to win, I would be splitting my winnings in 4 different ways. The first 500 would be towards my education on continuing to learn how to woodwork and the business aspect of my product. The next 500 would be towards marketing and getting my product out there and to influencers who could show off my product well. Then I would split the last 500 into 2, and 250 would go towards paying off my startup loans, and the last 250 would go into my bum studio savings account for any fallback I could have.
First of all, can we see some?
Yes.
Can we actually get our hands on some of these? Oh, these are so cool.
And how are you marketing them currently?
Through Instagram and my family by word of mouth.
What do you sell them for? How expensive are one of these?
Right now I just have them at like $20 each, just because I'm starting off and there's a lot to improve on.
How long does it take you to make?
One, probably 15 to 30 minutes, depending what kind I'm making. One of them's double layered, and it's 2 pieces of wood slabbed together. That takes, I have to wait 24 hours for it to dry, and then a little bit longer.
Do you have ideas for more products of like wooden jewelry?
Yes. So I've seen the ideas I have are still relating to the rings, but I was on Pinterest, and there's like, you can drill in the middle of it and put like resin and put glitter or like little diamonds and stuff. So I thought that once I get the hang of this new type of like 2 slab wood together, I'll move on to the new idea I have.
Do you finish them with anything, or are they just raw wood?
I finish them with a wood glaze finish and sometimes a wax, depending what type of wood I'm using.
So do you have a website, or like how do people buy?
Just through my Instagram DM, and I have an Etsy, but nothing's up at the moment.
What is your plan to get your distribution out a little bit more? More social media, website, obviously the Etsy shop. What's your plans there?
My plans for that would just to be, people on TikTok, they do like PR packages, and somebody will send like their product and either pay them or for free to advertise what they have. And so I think that if I can get in touch with some smaller influencers, that'd be a great idea for me. As well as I went up to McCall a couple weekends ago, and there was like this little boutique, and they had spoon rings, and I asked them, oh, would you want to have my wooden rings in here? And she was so excited, and so I'm working with that person on developing my rings to be sold there.
Very cool. Shine is actually the master of influencer marketing, so.
Not the master, but we do a lot of influencer marketing for our business. I think this would do great, and I think wholesale would be great for you too, and boutiques, and yeah, it's a really cool product.
Just because I've done a lot of woodworking myself, and obviously there's different types of wood that have different durabilities to them. Are you going after primarily like white oak or like a specific type of hardwood, or is it just kind of whatever you get your hands on?
So at the moment, it's whatever I get my hands on, but that's also including my experience with that wood, seeing how I like it, if it's chipping or if it's just really like not strong enough to withstand somebody having a ring on. But I've had my friends test them out doing their everyday life. My friends go to the gym with them on. I don't typically wear jewelry at the gym, but they tried it and they've been holding up well.
Here's one piece that you may not have thought about. I have a brother that's an electrician. He can't wear a traditional wedding ring, the metal one, because of the connectivity or conductivity of electricity. And so he wears a silicone ring, but I think he would love a wooden ring. Wow. So there are some professions like that would lean towards it.
I was just thinking about it. So I have horses, and I moonlight as a rancher, and I have too many cowboy friends that have lost that finger because they're working, their wedding ring gets caught on it, pops their finger off. Mm-hmm. And so most cowboys, they don't wear a metal wedding ring.
Yeah.
And in fact, the only reason I'm wearing mine is because my silicone ring broke because I got it caught on my trailer when I was jumping off of it. And had I been wearing this ring, that finger would probably be gone. But it would I mean, you may think like kids want, I want one, right? Like I would wear
Yeah.
one of those.